I've been thinking about this a lot as I was preparing for this podcast. I've been thinking about what if there was irrefutable proof that Jesus was against animal sacrifice, Jesus did not consume animals, and Jesus was, a pacifist and all of that. Irrefutable proof. Let's say we could all go back in a time machine and actually witness it ourselves. Would that change anyone's mind? And I thought, people would just make a new religion. They would
Yeah.
make a new religion that would support their
For sure.
own beliefs.
Yep.
And that's why I was thinking about the 10 commandments. And the first commandment is you shall have no other gods before me. And and what we find is things like wealth, money, meat. These things are gods. The material
Yes.
world. It's a god. And then okay, so we like that, and I'm not excluded from that. I'm part of this material world. I've got a nice dress to the wedding I'm going to in 3 weeks. I'm not going to go as a pauper. It's my daughter's wedding, so I live in the material world. But I think that what happens is we will create a religion that supports the God that we really worship. And if it's money, we're going to have a prosperity religion,
Yes.
and God supports prosperity and all of that. And nothing wrong with that, prosperity, but that's a religion we're going to choose. And if it's like, well, I'm not going to give up my meat, then I'm going to look at all of that and go, well, Jesus definitely ate meat. God ate meat. So therefore, all ate meat. I'll create that religion. And I just think it really points to when push comes to shove, where is our faith? Where is our belief really? What do we really worship? If we
Exactly.
had irrefutable truth of the things that you're saying about the early Christians and Jesus, would we change? Probably not.
Yes. Exactly.
And then I started thinking that's the religion we have today. That's what Paul did. He
Yeah.
created a religion that everybody could kind of keep their own beliefs around, but it also was convenient for the ultra rich, the real power, like the kings and all that. We could create a papacy. We could create control over people, and we could control them through fear. And so Paul's version of Christianity also helped assuage what those people wanted for the peons in the world. So that's what we have now. And I like what you say, that if we just listen to our hearts, if we just listen to our hearts and go, well, what, like they said in Christspiracy, how would Jesus kill an animal? What would the Christ do? That's the answer. What would the Christ, God and me, if you believe God created all and that all is good, then what would God do? What we do as God people? We would not be violent. We would not hurt each other. We would not harm each other. We would certainly not have businesses that kill animals.
Yes. Exactly. Exactly.
That's my
And so much more.
soapbox.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's That's my soapbox. It's so obvious. I remember having a conversation with somebody once, and I was asking about all these things about scripture. What about the scripture? And he responded to me like, "Do you think that the Son of God would really eat an animal? I mean, if he was the Son of God, of course not." That's the first time I ever heard that. It's like, oh, that's interesting.